Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times. Welcome to my channel, welcome back to a little bit of Surviving Mars. We took that brief hiatus from Surviving Mars so I could play some Civilization 5 or 6, and then once I realized that the free weekend was there, I played a little bit of Endless Space, but now I feel like getting back on track here. So, continuing along with our way too in-depth guide, and just in time, we're going to be talking about city building, which is one of the more sedate ways to play this game, and I think most people have a general idea about how to get into that, but really there are different ways to play the game and get into the city building element, and how you choose to go about doing that is going to dictate whether or not you have a good time trying to do it. Doing a standard run of city building in Surviving Mars is not going to be too interesting because it takes a long time, it's going to be a little bit slow and clunky, and worrying about a lot of the sort of normal elements of a game is going to really bog down that process. You're going to spend way too long having to wait for certain things to come in, and there's too many random elements making it so that it's too difficult to really enjoy the city building process there. So if you just want to make a really big Mars colony, I think that how you set the game up is going to really dictate it. Now, they have added the new creative mode, and this goes in sort of the other direction. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think that creative mode's actually that good if you want to build a sort of big functioning city. For me, a city building game should have some sense of logistics to it. Like Banished, for me, is a really great example of a good city builder experience. And in that game, you do have to do things like manage your resources. So let's take a look at the game rules and effects here. So, easy maintenance. This one I don't particularly like because it does mean that you don't have any reason to get any of those buildings that produce goods and spread those throughout your city, your colony, or whatever. I think that to a certain degree you do want to have some of the resources coming in. Otherwise, you're just building a whole bunch of domes without any of the outlying infrastructure, without any occupations for everybody. You just literally don't have to worry about building degradation, so you're not getting a whole bunch of the different resources in the game there. Easy research. I actually do think this one's good for if you're playing a city building type game. The research should not be your big concern. The fact that it still trickles in is pretty okay. That doesn't really bother me. Like, if it just unlocked everything immediately, that might be still fine. In all honesty, I actually wouldn't mind that. The problem I have with easy research is that I think that it should unlock all of the breakthrough technologies, because I don't think that your city building experience should be dictated by whether or not you are lucky enough to get specific breakthroughs. I think it should guarantee, at the very least, it should guarantee certain breakthroughs. It should guarantee the one that means your pipes never rupture, and it should guarantee that you get all of the different dome types. I think that, and the spire types. I think there's a spire type that's unlocked there. So I do think easy research is a great option for this, but I do think it could have gone a little bit further. Or there should just be a game rule effect that just says you get all the breakthroughs. Fast rockets, this is okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with having fast rockets. Fast scanning, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it doesn't really do that much. It's not relevant because most of the time when you're city building, you're going to actually be using the deep scan probes because you're going to be, doing this with enough money to not worry about that. Free construction, same reason that I don't really care much for easy maintenance. I do like that sense that you do need to manage resources and have a working logistic structure throughout your city there. So I don't really particularly feel like I need free construction. Same with Iron Colonists, and the reason that I don't like the three game rules, easy maintenance, free construction, and Iron Colonists, is that these three rules eliminate feedback. They make it so that you can just sort of slam down buildings wherever you want. It really doesn't tell you what's going on in your colony. It doesn't tell you whether or not you've built a good city, a functioning city, which I think is one of the things that you really want to be able to say you've done when you're playing these games. Like, when you build, if you played a game of SimCity or something like that, and if they had programmed it so that there was no way that you could fail, then I think that, you could just build whatever you want in any way that you want. I don't actually particularly like those sorts of systems. I like ones where you can sort of definitely see why things need to be sort of adjusted so that the city works a little bit better, and you constantly keep adjusting it to make things work better and better and better. The same thing goes in this game. I do think that there should be some sort of sense of feedback where if you're failing the colonists in some way or another, you have to sort of step up your game and think of a new way to make your colony a little bit better for them so that it works out better. So I don't like those three rules in the creative game mode. Next up, there's more applicants. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And overfunded, that's also fine. I think that one works pretty well if you're just going to go for this. So the biggest three, though, are, in my opinion, or sorry, the biggest four, I'd say, are the easy maintenance, easy research, free construction, and iron colonists. Those are kind of the ones that, like you can see, achievements are disabled for basically those ones and overfunded. I think that two of them are fine. I think that easy research and overfunded, they just accelerate the game. They don't make it so that you have to, they don't make it so you can ignore different elements of the game too much, because even with easy research, you still want to get research buildings because it is so slow otherwise. Even with the extra 3,000, I feel like it still takes a long time to get those late game techs. Oops, did I hit the right thing? Yeah, I did. So anyway, I don't typically play in creative mode. Now, if you are in the creative mode thing, you can actually just eliminate the rules and end up in an exactly standard game. You can also go into an exactly standard game here. Creative mode is just a shortcut way to get to specific game rules. You can see that they're actually just in here now. But in any event, let's go through the game rules here. If you're just building a city, Chaos Theory doesn't matter. You don't want to use that one, because that's just basically to increase the challenge a little bit. Although it looks like it doesn't change the difficulty challenge right now at all, which is weird. Prefab Colony, I think that you could do that. It doesn't really make a difference in my opinion. Easy Maintenance, I'm going to ignore that. Easy Research, we can get. Endless Supply, I'm going to get. Fast Rockets, might as well. I don't want to get that one. I don't want to get Increased Production. Increased Production is kind of interesting, but again, it sort of eliminates the sort of sense of feedback of whether or not you're doing a good job, because they'll be getting so many resources so quickly. So, like, I could probably get rid of Endless Supply as well, just going by that theory, but it really does help to accelerate you in a way that I think is beneficial. And it makes it so you don't have to worry about juggling resources in the early game. Once, like, there comes a point where you're going to be established and you're going to have all the buildings that are letting you produce things. So I kind of actually prefer this. You could do no disasters, but I don't think that it's too big of an issue to have the disasters on, because we're going to be picking a map that inherently has low disasters anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. Overfunded is fine. We don't want to do any of the things that just sort of really make it harder. That's not what we're really going after, so none of those are really necessary. Don't need Dust in the Wind, Hunger, Inflation, Long Ride, Rebel Yell, any of those. None of those are really necessary there. So those 4 game rules are perfectly fine. You can adjust it however you sort of like there. For us, obviously, International Mars Mission is the fastest way to sort of get this kickstarted here. They've added in City Mayor, which I think is an easier sort of style here. 2 billion additional starting funding, which is quite nice. Buildings require less upkeep, but they still do require upkeep. And they get the bonus tech Mars Nouveau. Buildings cost in metal and concrete are reduced by 20% as a starting tech. So this is the literal city builder profile here. And I quite like it, in all honesty. It is really good for kickstarting in a sort of city there. We are going to pick it in this particular playthrough, but there are plenty of ones that I think are better for once you've stretched the game into like the late game and you've got most of the map covered and you've got lots and lots of domes and mega domes sort of stretched out wherever you can sort of place them. Once you get to that point in time, you're better suited with something like Hydro Engineer for that domes consume 25% less water. Or you're better off with something like, say, the Psychologist with the additional sanity for everybody, really helping keep your colony under lock and key. Or you're better off with something like, say, Ecologist for the comfort of decoration increased by 10%. That's actually a really powerful ability there as well. You, of course, want to avoid things like, say, the Oligarch, which really doesn't really do much late game, and isn't super useful in the early game either, especially not for the sort of settings that we're on here. You don't really need the Inventor, since you're going to be able to get plenty of drones regardless. Something like, say, the Futurist here, Breakthrough Techs, like, this is not really that necessary. You're going to get those done pretty fast anyway. So, like, those are sort of my views on those. Astrogeologist, really not a good option if you're going to be doing this style. Rocket Scientist, you'd never need the Rocket Scientist if you're going with the International Mars Mission. So we are going City Mayor because we're going with city building as our theme here. Space Communism, let's go with that. Sure, why not? I wonder why they added that. For mystery, we're going to go ahead and turn it off. If you like any of the mysteries and feel like it would make an interesting story to your game, go ahead and pick it. You could also you know, go for something like Philosopher's Stone or one of the other easy ones, which are sort of beneficial in some ways, but we're going to go with none in this particular case. And the way I like playing this, I like getting rid of the initial RC commander and adding in an extra fuel refinery and an extra drone hub. With the extra weight that we got there. Everything else is fine with our standard start out there. And we're going to start in Elysium Alpha. This is a very flat map. It's got good amounts of all the resources that we're going to need there, and it's only really got meteors. Not very much of them, but that is basically all that we've got going on there. Now, you can find any sort of flat spot that you're looking for, but if we went to Elysium Beta, it's actually quite a lot more rocky there. And it's actually separated into a high ground and a low ground area with a sort of massive crater in Elysium Beta. And this is kind of like a lot of the things that say they're relatively flat there. There are plenty that work out just fine, but my preference is, generally speaking, Elysium Alpha, because it is very flat, giving me lots of room to build on. Now, if you want something that has a little bit more terrain, you can pick something that has more terrain, but I find that the maps are so constrained in the smaller, in the more rocky ones, that it's just not that interesting to try and sort of do a run with those. So starting out here, I just realized I forgot to sell off the starting Stirling engine, so we will be using our starting Stirling generators. Should be fine. Alright, and we'll see how things go. So one of the things that I kind of want to try doing in this particular case here is pausing right away. What we want to do is actually start building right sort of near the center of the map here. Not necessarily in these 4 tiles specifically, but we will scan these out here and see what we've got here. Now, I don't actually have to care about starting resources all that much, and there's a little bit of starting resources around here, but the reason that we're picking somewhere around the middle is that we can have somewhere that really sprawls outwards. What we're probably going to do is make this entire loop of these 4 things not have a single dome in them. What we're looking to do is just have a loop here of electricity, utilities, and storage that is going to sort of then spiral out into our domes, going further and further out to the very edges of the map there, all fed by a huge amount of water and electricity that's going to be coming and surging out from the center here. I think that that should be an interesting kind of design to go for. So we're going to go ahead and set ourselves down. We're going to go ahead actually first of all and get our production running here. So we do still want to get our early concrete extractor, even though we've got free concrete and stuff like that. We are going to want this here, so we'll drop that just to get us something to do, some resources to get while we're waiting for certain things to happen there. So I don't necessarily need this to go too far, but we could just go like stretch all the way here. And what we're going to do is, since we're going to be going in sort of spiral, is kind of go like all the way up to this, figure out how far we can get from there, and then wrap around this rock in the middle here. You can think of it as like, we'll nickname this rock here in the middle of the spool, I think. That's going to be what we do here. Now we have got some starting Stirling generators, so I can land this thing and then drop those down, and they're excellent as starting electricity there. So let's go into our text. This is going to be an important thing early on here. So first of all, the most important starting tech that we're going to want to just find and snipe is, I can't remember the name of it, not that one, not that one. It's one of the rover techs here. Rover Command AI. Rovers no longer need recharging. The RC commander starts with 4 additional drones and command limit increased by 12. So the reason this is important is it's going to let us explore the entire map with just one explorer. The next thing we're going to get is adaptive probes, although you can do this in the other order. In fact, let's do it in the other order. But these 2 techs are vital. It's going to let us discover the entire map immediately, and then we're going to be able to figure out what all of our breakthrough techs are really quickly. So after that, we're going to go ahead and pick the Live from Mars. That's going to get us that applicant kick, and that's going to sort of start us down the path there. I'm going to take Decommission Protocol early just in case I screw something up, and then right after that we're going to go click right on Gravity Mega Engineering. So in addition to this, we're going to go ahead and hit outsource. We're going to do the big outsource. They've changed the game. You're no longer allowed to outsource multiple times, so when you've got, you know, all this money, you can't do anything with it, which is fantastic. But in any event, so let's go ahead and land this guy here. We're going to just wait here until we have something to do. Let's go ahead and do this, even though it's going to be completely irrelevant. Now, when we have got the entire tech web unlocked, there are going to be, not this kind, but the unlock new technologies discoveries. What that's going to do in our case is something much less useful. It's just going to give us some bonus research, which is still good, but it's the same amount. It does the same thing as the flasks that you find around the map there. So anyway, let's go ahead and also get our drone hub here. I'll put it up about there, I think, and then we'll go ahead and grab our 2 Stirlings. There we go. And this guy here can start... Well, actually, he really is not that important. Anyway, let's go ahead and get our storage built up. Our material storage, we'll put it... I feel like we don't put it like right by there because we're going to have so much stuff. So what we want to do is actually put it like quite far south. So I think we'll put it like pretty far actually from our drone commanders right now. So we'll put it like down here. And this means it's going to at least be a little bit more close to where we're going to be like using the stuff, since we don't want it to be too near the spool. Alright. I think that nickname makes it sound like we're like some sort of crazy Mars cult, which I think works out pretty cool, in a cool way. Alright, so that's outside of range. Depot here, rare metals, let's just screw it. Huh, damn it. Alright, well, I screwed this up. That's fine, we'll be able to rearrange this all later. We're also going to be replacing it with these storage depots, so it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, this is just going to be a mess, but that's fine. Alright, and then what? The other thing we can do is actually go through the entire list here. This is much faster, which I really like. They also fixed the UI for the these little guys here, the RC transports. So that's a really nice change in my opinion. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit the fast forward button. We're not too concerned with efficiency in this particular playthrough. Again, our goal is not to do things like really effectively. What we're trying to do here is really just get ourselves into a position where everything's going the way we want it to go. I'm going to go ahead and up-prioritize a couple of these things here. Looks like they're going down there to get metal. I guess that's what they were all headed down there for. But we do want this to go immediately so we can get those extra drones up and running. There we go. So that nets us an extra 4 drones. That'll get all this done a bit faster there, which is nice there. Eternal Fusion. Let's just double check what that one is. Let's see here. Fusion reactors upgrade. Fusion reactors no longer require workers and operate at 150 performance. That's actually amazing. Like, that's a really good one because fusion reactors are normally completely useless. So that is going to give us a lot of incentive to actually use those things. Alright, so adaptive probes. The reason that this is so important, of course, is we get our first cargo rockets here. This game really does not want you to buy 70 of anything at once here, does it? There's probably some way to make this go faster, but I've never found it, so... Anyway, let's go ahead and launch that. Let's go ahead and launch another 30, so that I remember exactly how many we're supposed to be launching. It is 100 to cover the entire map, so it is that. And it does let you buy more than that, so not really my favorite thing, but let's go ahead and buy like 20 of these guys. Let's go ahead and get in here, buy another drone hub. Did I remember to buy a fuel refinery? I can't remember if I did. We'll do that and buy another... We'll buy just a bunch of random crap here, just for no good reason. Alright, and commander. Because that also gets us some drones anyway. Anyhow, let's go ahead and open up these Sterlings so that I don't have to worry about electricity for a little longer. And yeah, for our next technology, we might as well go ahead and grab a little bit more science here. So we're not going to get a humongous amount of science from Earth-Mars Initiative, and it, by percent is not that high, but any little extra bit is going to increase the rate at which we're getting this stuff, and honestly speaking, it is such a slow process otherwise. Alright, so we got our... That was fast. We got all these things, which is great. Let's go ahead and start doing our way across the entire map here. Oh, good God, there are so many of these things. It's 100 clicks, but still. Okay. Still think it is ridiculous that they would land in place without really knowing what was there, but whatever. Anyhow, let's go ahead and land down these rockets here, because they've got a humongous number of probes with them. We'll drop that one actually over there. New anomalies found, 42 of them. Alright, so I kind of want to actually send this guy all the way up here and start in the corner. It's going to depend a little bit on how much longer that tech's going to take. It's only at 23%, so, I mean, there is that fact. It's 4,500, which is a bit over a full day's worth of. Yeah, so let's take our RC Explorer. Actually, let's find a beaker, and we'll try and do 2 beakers, and that'll get us. Yeah, we can do that one, and we can do that one, and then after that, we start at a corner and work our way around the entire map here. In any event, though, we've got all these probes now, so we'll get some of this done. Oh shit, there's that there. Anyway, we'll get some of our work done here. It looks like, but not all of it. I can dismantle some of the probes here. That would be ideal. In any event, though, let's go ahead and start doing this life support stuff. What's going on here? Dumping site, right? I forgot about that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get this life support stuff done. Just the very basics of it. I think actually we will start it up here. I just like having these segmented at exact intervals. It doesn't make a huge difference because we're going to start adding in all these struts from adding in our stupid buildings, but... Okay, so I think actually that this probably is the most efficient. You can never exactly tell with these things. Anyway, add Moxie here.
Research complete.
Oh, there we go. Rover Command AI, okay, good. So now we can go ahead and take, actually we should also grab Rover Commander here. Oh, he doesn't run out of batteries actually, I just forgot about that. Alright, so let's go ahead and take our little science dude. Send him off way to the corner here. Click on that. Now, I can't remember if he does these in order when I'm click or if I've got the right button or not, but either way, I'm going to probably just do that much at a time. This isn't really an RTS, so it's not exactly as though it's sort of prioritized trying to figure out how to accommodate that kind of thing. Anyway, this seems like a decent place for that. Let's go ahead and also add in our fuel refinery. Okay, I guess, yeah, we'll build actually the Moxie there, it looks like. Or the oxygen tank. Actually, that's just gonna shuffle the problem over a little bit, isn't it? Either way. Okay, fine. We'll add in another one of these because we're going to run out of room here. And we'll add in our fuel refinery, I guess, if I have to. Yeah, the problem is, like, I've sort of screwed over myself here. I guess we could put a Stirling generator in this little spot here. It's because they're sort of circular that I can't quite do that right. So these are the things that are going to be in the spiral anyways, just like loops of Moxie and stuff like that, and air tanks and all that other good jazz. So decommission protocol has been gained. Okay, we're actually pretty deep into all this crap here, so that's lovely. Let's learn how to build farms, soil adaptation. I also want to learn how to actually make moisture vaporators. That would be lovely. Holy crap, that's one of the last techs on the list. Oh my god, that is a bad place for that to be. Alright, let's learn how to do the lower fuel costs. Alright, this is fine for now. Wait, why did our Explorer... yeah, no, it didn't queue it. Alright, so let's grab this next. We'll spiral to the left, I guess, and then down and around and all the way till we get all this done here. I could actually just get a whole bunch more of those guys, honestly. That would probably be a smart idea as well. Alright. So yeah, this is basically how we're going to be starting off for a while. So we'll probably put our first set of domes, like, just sort of in this sector here, probably. I think that seems okay, and then we sort of spread across around, and then up, and then around, all the way around, just continuing along. We'll start with the Mega Dome, I think. I can't remember if there's a way to increase scan progress speed. I don't think there is. I would really like it if there was. Put it on fast forward probably is the best we can do, but we've already done that, so... I mean, I really do think that probably what you should do in this case, since you have 121 billion, is to just buy more science drones, but it's the principle of the thing, damn it. Anyway, so this guy pretty much at full here, pretty much done gathering resources. We'll let it sit for a little while until we got the full amount, even though we don't need the money that much. Every little bit of money does still add up, so there's no reason to throw it away or anything like that. Alright, so we got that done. Another 1,250 there. Scan this thing. And we're going to be able to start our first Megadome. It's going to take us a lot of time to sort of build it, but perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly okay with it taking time. So let's go see what we're going to do for this. So I think what we are going to do is have our cables heading down like this. We'll have this lead down to here, and then we'll have it sort of zigzag off over in this direction, because the game does not understand how to do lines very effectively because it's a hex-based system, but you know what, that's fine. Alright, we'll put you on this side. The reason we're putting this on this side is simply because I kind of want to make sure that we've got room here for the larger storage things in a little bit. Alright, RC Explorer up here has finished that thing. Send to the next one. These are all just going to give me tech boosts. We're not going to find the boosts for a little while here. Alright, so next up is we've got our Megadomes, which is really nice. Hopefully we'll also have the other types, but oh, I need to get rid of something here. But could actually just overlap the deposit, and frankly I really don't care if I do or not. So we could actually just put this, like, right here. And that would be fine. Yeah, alright, let's do it. So this is going to take us a while to build, and that's perfectly okay. It's more organic, of course, to start with a small dome if you want to really get into it, but I kind of like this, honestly. Okay, so we are going to want to figure out how to build things like the factories and stuff like that. Farm is probably more important, honestly. Moisture farming is also probably more important, honestly. I like the hanging gardens fairly early. Let's go ahead and grab that. We'll learn how to make Stirling generators as well. Alright, so this guy can launch now. Oh, shit. That's interesting. I would have figured they'd be done by now, but apparently... Oh, crap, that's why. Okay, so let's get into storages here. Depot. Machine parts. That ought to fix that. Alright, so this guy also needs to just get out of here, basically. Soil adaptation is done. Alright, so let's head to this one next. It would be nice if there was an auto-explore button. That would be great. It would obviously make no sense if they need the energy, but, you know, predict when they need to come back. You know, do one thing, then come back, maybe? I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and launch you. Let's launch you pretty soon here. This way the drones will disperse to these other controllers, and that will really help out since it'll be close to a lot of the action. Right, let's go ahead and launch these. And I could also probably go ahead and build a launching pad down further south here anyway. We'll put one down here by that stuff.
Someone joked we found kryptonite.
Physics tech boost, that's good. Not hugely important, all things considered. Are we getting hit by an asteroid already? No, okay. So, still got one moisture vaporator I could build. Needs to go a bit further up here. Alright, we'll go ahead and build up the rest of this. So I probably only need to go up to, like, here. And then we start wrapping around, I think. Or I guess we have jogs in this thing, but we could actually just go straight and then sort of loop around as necessary. Like, we can then sort of just fill in a little bit of extra stuff over here. But this way we can sort of just loop around squared. Alright. Don't need the atomic accumulator. Nuclear fusion is what we're looking towards, since it's actually going to be pretty viable in this particular playthrough. Alright, got that science there. Let's go ahead and grab this science, or this breakthrough there. Breakthroughs are even better. And, yeah, things are going pretty decently here. There's also a tech fire call that reduces these guys' need for electricity, which I probably should also get, but I don't necessarily want to build a humongous amount of pipes. The reason, of course, being that the more pipes you have, the more they break. But let's get as much as we can get down here. Anyway, yeah, progress on this is actually coming along pretty quickly. I could do with some more metal, it looks like, so I'll go look for that. 819 around here. So, like I said, they did redo the AI or the UI for these guys, so it's a lot better than whatever the hell they changed it to, which was absolutely atrocious. But still can't actually do that by accident, unless that's not metal. Are you metal? Oh, this is not metal. Okay. What is that? Just rocks? Supposedly... Oh, no, that's not surface. I was looking at the wrong number. Oh, there's 18 metal on this entire area. Okay, you know what? Probably don't have to give a care. Soylent Green here. Soylent Green is made out of people. They are making food out of people, and we know that. We are actually okay with that. I still think the best version of that is the one from Portal, where Cave Johnson is basically like, it's like, Soylent Green is too expensive. Don't think you guys understand how expensive, like, eating people is, but it's more costly than eating lobster. He's complaining about the price of eating people. It's just surreal. That was a good one. Like, the people who do the writing for Portal, like, they had some real gems in there. Anyway. But yeah, that was probably my favorite of those lines, is just that the reason that he's not happy about eating Soylent Green is because it's too expensive. That does actually sound like a very Cave Johnson-y thing to complain about, though. Is that rather than caring about the fact that they're eating human beings, it's like the problem is that the human beings are too expensive. Alright. So here's where all the metal is, I guess. So we'll go have a run at that. Should I just grab this one, or should I continue? You know what? No, we'll stick with our route, even though we came pretty close to a breakthrough tech anomaly. I think it's just better to have a pattern, I think. All right, so you head out here, grab everything, head back. Have this guy head over here, probably. Alright, we could probably order more drones and more RVs or whatever, but... Okay. Yeah, I really kind of want more RC Explorers, but... This is doing okay. This is not doing too terribly. It also is helping me... Like, the fact that we're getting so many tech boosts is helping me get to this moisture farming, which is, like, way down the tech line here for some reason. Alright, so, the next thing I should probably do is delete a lot of this cable here, because I don't actually want cables where I've got them here. If we were going to be building our buildings as sort of close together as we can get them, then we kind of don't want cables sort of in superfluous places here, so we're going to go ahead and salvage. Oops, that was... probably not great. There we go. Well, whatever. Does not matter too much about that little bit there. Anyway, so that'll get built, and then this thing will be attached to something. Split power grid, I am well aware. Okay. So we got that tech there. Down to here next. Like, every single anomaly on the map is quite a large number of anomalies to have to go through. We're down to 3.4k though, so that means that we've run out of boost for our research. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Outsource the big one, please. Thank you. Alright. And we're just about done this. We can start bringing in colonists pretty soon after that. The question is going to be, do we want to build apartments or do we want to go with sort of nicer houses? We're not super concerned about like anything in particular in terms of like people's living conditions, but do we want to have them do we want this to be like a nice city? Do we want it to be a mixed city? I think we'll probably go with a mix, so I don't think we need to start necessarily with apartment blocks. As much as that sometimes is interesting to do and sometimes is beneficial to do. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the standard houses and then maybe build apartments once we got more people. Should probably also bring in like more cargo rockets. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and get another RC Explorer. And we'll get a whole bunch of transports here. Oops, not RC transports, drones. Gonna get another 20 of them. 25 even. Alright, we'll just launch it. The reason I'm bringing another one in is mostly for the gold. We've got a ton of it sitting there, doing absolutely bunkus, so better for us to get that dealt with. Probably should get this next year, just because these kinds of anomalies are kind of important too. That was fast. 10 times faster, like, you don't really contextualize it as being that much faster, but apparently it is. Alright, and we have this one work on the inside and then work its way out, so it's going to be sort of the opposite. So we'll have you guys there. I'll have you head down here. We're going to not do anything crazy here. Timing of this was bad because now I've just got to deal with this as well, but we've got so many new drones here that it's not really a big deal. Alright, and yeah, this is gonna probably be the end of our episode for now. Let's figure out what scan progress we've got. Now, if it really bothers you, you can reset the game if you don't get access to the Twin Spire architecture, or there's a new diamond design for domes that also work for that purpose. If you sort of don't get either of those techs, you can absolutely go ahead and just not play that particular map and just start over again. But personally, I don't think that it's not really necessary, in my opinion, to sort of worry about that sort of thing. Could launch now, but might as well actually. Clear up the landing pad, send in a new one pretty soon here. The Friendship #1. That's lovely. Alright.
Milestone achieved.
Alright, so we got our first dome there. Hasn't got enough life support there. Advanced, wait, what the hell? Oh, no, okay. I thought that something different happened there.
Funding received.
Funding received, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine, blah, blah, blah.
Breakthrough discovered.
There we go. Hypersensitive voltaics. Okay, so solar panels, production increase. That makes them pretty viable, but since we've got the 150% increase, or the 150% valuable no-person fusion generators, those are actually stronger, so that's what we're going to probably go with. So we've got the fusion reactors on our tech list here, and we're going for eternal fusion. So I think there's a requirement that someone has to like hop in and start it, but shouldn't matter too much there. And I do still have Sterlings on the way, so that's also perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and get that. Alright, so we can start getting like our farms and stuff like that in here. And I think we'll build farms. Do we want our first one perhaps to be like a real agricultural dome? That might be good. Cryosleep, passenger rockets carry 20 more rockets. Ooh, actually, instead of low G hydrosynth, let's get that, and let's still get all this stuff here. The reason that this is kind of good is because if we get like 20 extra colonists on our very first rocket, we can sort of skip part of that early phase there where you're sort of struggling along without any stupid colonists in your colony as you're waiting for your
Resources are low.
some of your stuff to kick in. Okay, so we've lost all of our spare electricity. That's kind of fine because we don't need it, but in any event, though, yeah, I think we're going to call this an episode here. We've got ourselves our first Megadome. Again, not in any huge rush to get anything in particular done here. We're just trying to make a long-lasting perpetual colony. There's another thing, actually, that you do want to get in this particular instance, and that is there's another breakthrough that makes it so that the mines that you produce have unlimited resources, even though you only get it at a slow trickle. And that's something that you are going to want to have access to at some point in time, but you're not guaranteed to get it. There's also ones that makes that those sort of industries don't require any people working in them, which helps out quite a lot. But that's about all I can think of in terms of other things that you might want to get in terms of breakthroughs. But again, you don't have any real control over that. There are mods for it, but I don't like using mods, even though in this case I really should. But in any event, that's going to be our episode for today. Hope you found this one enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.